So it is October 15th, 2015. I figured I would take this opportunity to make a video and just kind of let out what's been going on in my life lately, because there's no one home right now, so kind of figured I'd take this opportunity to make a video, and maybe it'll be therapeutic for me. I haven't really been expressing myself a lot to people. My barrier has kind of gone up a lot more. My guard has gone up a lot more as I'm growing in age, and so I think that I kind of found that in video, like vlogs and things like that. But I don't get an opportunity to do these often because I'm like never by myself, and so I just don't want to, I'm in my own room and everything, but I feel like, I don't know, I always feel like the walls have ears, and like you can, if you're, I don't know, I just would rather not talk about my depression and like what's going on out loud. I'm kind of a private person, but I don't know, whatever, that's besides the point. So, in other words, this is good for me, these vlogs, and I haven't been able to do it in a long time, and I'm glad that I'm doing it now. So, let's see, I made videos about me talking about going on Zoloft and everything like that, and it's been helping, like, a lot. It's, I'm sure that, my boyfriend has told me, he's seen, like, a significant difference. He doesn't really, like, I don't think he, like, mentions it a lot because I think he doesn't want me to get angry and think that it's just, like, the pills that are doing this or whatever. So he doesn't really talk about it a lot, but, I don't know, I just feel like I'm dealing with things a lot easier and a lot better, and I think that I'm reacting to things a lot better, and I feel like I'm just a little easier to deal with, maybe. People really aren't saying anything though, but like they are at the same time. It's like, but it's not like nobody just brings it up. Like, I guess, like, I have to ask first, and then though it's almost like I'm thinking about my boyfriend in particular, and like whenever, like, if I ever ask him, it's almost, if I ever ask him, how do you think it's working, whatever, the way he answers is almost like he's been thinking about this, because he's the kind of person too who, like, he talks and talks and talks, so, like, an idea pops in his head and he just, like, won't stop about it. So it like, when he answers, it's almost like he's been thinking all of this and has wanted to say it out loud but never did because maybe he just didn't want to, like, offend me or something like that. So, like, which is nice and everything, and I guess I'm glad he did it that way, because I don't know if I would be offended, but again, I don't think so, because I don't know, I feel like this is just, like, all, like, really working for me, and it's not obviously a miracle pill, but it's, I still feel stuff, obviously, everybody says that, and it's like, you still feel, but you just can deal better, and like a normal person, like, how people actually react, like, it's not an act anymore for me to be like, alright, it's alright, everything's fine, whatever. It's just kind of like, alright, yeah, everything's gonna be fine, like, it's like, I believe it now. So, and like, I'm starting to see that, like, things are not great, but they can be a lot worse, and, like, I don't know, you start to, like, appreciate, like, what you have, even if it's, like, nothing, that even if it's just yourself, if you have yourself at the end of the day, and then, and that's what I look forward to. I look forward to kind of dressing myself up, and, like, that's really all I have is, right now, is me just like expressing myself through clothes and through makeup and stuff like that. And whatever. So speaking of looks and everything like that, I lost my job. A little context to that, I was an assistant manager for Kiko, Milano, USA in Staten Island, in the Staten Island Mall, and I've been working there since May, June, July, August, September, October. So I've been working there for like 6 months, because it was like the beginning of May. I mean, I guess it's technically like 5 and some weeks because it's October 15th. It's not really like the end of October. But anyway, so I got fired. I didn't really get fired though. They were going to fire me, and then I quit because I saw an email in the company email. I wish I didn't have to talk about this because I've just been talking about it like all weekend for so many days, and like I'm just so sick of like telling it and hearing it and like whatever. But for the sake of this video, this will probably be the last time that I'm talking about it, honestly, because I'm just so over it, and it's like not worth the amount of energy I'm like putting into thinking about this and talking about it and whatever. So, this is when you're gonna drink. So, I found an email in the company email. And since I was assistant manager, I was responsible for sending out closing emails with certain things that they wanted to know, certain numbers, like what our goal was, like what our target goal was for the day, what our turnover was, what we ultimately ended up making, our conversion rate, which is like how many people come in and out, and blah blah blah, and various things like that. So you would have to send it to some of the like the owners and some of the people high up in corporate and whatever. So I'm doing this email, and I go in the trash bin inside the email, like inside the email application or whatever on the computer, and I see in the trash in 2 emails, one from the response to the first. The first one, I actually have it, because I printed it out because I was so fucking pissed off. It says, Dear HR manager, I'll call her. I'm gonna say, whatever, I'm just gonna use her real name, I don't give a fuck. Michelle and I spoke with Jay about this, and we agreed that we should proceed with the termination after the holiday weekend due to lack of coverage. Please update me with how you would like me to proceed. Thank you. Best regards, so-and-so, because I don't want to mention names. And then a response from the HR manager saying, okay, please send me her term paperwork once it's issued. So I'm seeing this at the end of the night, and honestly, I want to say so bad that my heart dropped, but for some reason, I really can't be surprised. Like, I don't know what it was. Like, every day, like, I just was so worried about the security of my job. Like, I did not feel secure there at all. Like, I just knew that this day was coming, sooner or later, and to be honest, I really wasn't even surprised. I wasn't, like, upset. I didn't really have any, like, initial reaction besides, like, I was really kind of, like, offended, because, like, I worked so hard that day, and every day, like, every single day, I would have to, like, push people to work, and they wouldn't do it, and I would have to pick up everybody's slack, and it was just horrible, and, it was just ridiculous. Like, I just didn't, whatever. So I worked really hard. We had to work so hard to get to, like, such a ridiculously, like, like unobtainable goal. I mean, we obtained it only because the last few dollars that needed to be met to make our target goal, I bought some cosmetics for myself. So I basically just put money into the register just so that we can make goal. Then, you know, I'm cleaning up everything and I'm like, whatever. I'm already there until like 11 o'clock at night. My scheduled time is 9:30, and she's like making me stay because, and she's my boss. She's like out to eat with one of our corporate trainers that come to like various stores in the U.S. or whatever. They fly people out from like Italy because the company's from Italy. It's European, and they'll fly people out and like whatever. So they leave early, and then they stick me with like a new girl that doesn't even do anything. She doesn't even know how to like ring on the register or anything. But long story with that, whatever. And so she doesn't even really know how to do anything. So they stick me with her. They give me this ridiculous number to make, you know, at the end of the night, like, you know, in sales. And then, you know, this new girl's and they're out to eat. They're out to eat at this new Mexican restaurant. And it's like, seriously, like, you guys work for this company, but you are like, you can go out to eat, but you can't stay an extra 2 hours if this is that important that I have to make this goal. I can't do it by myself then. You know, like, that's not okay to just like leave me to do this, and then you're out eating fucking tacos and drinking margaritas at like this new Mexican bar and grill. Like, fuck you. And then stick me with this new girl that doesn't even really know what she's doing, and complains the whole time. And she got to leave by 9:30 because she's like, I better not stay past, you know, 9:30 again. Like, I'm not doing that again, blah blah. And like, I can tell her to like that she better stay, and I don't give a fuck what she says. But I'm a nice man. You know, because I was assistant manager, so she had to listen to me. But assistant manager, okay? Like, let's get that straight. Like, with the amount of work I was doing and everything, it was like I was the fucking hip store manager, and this bitch wanted to play queen manager. I don't do anything, like, literally. But anyway, so she's like, I better not stay past 9:30, and I'm like, alright, fine. I'm like, you can go. I was like, because I don't know how long I'm gonna stay, that I'm gonna be able to get out of here. Like, whatever, she wanted me to do some stuff, you know, before I closed, that she needed to get confirmation from corporate first, whatever. And so they didn't get back to her supposedly until like 11 o'clock or like, no, not even, like a little earlier, because I left at like 11, so like 10:30. So then I'm over here doing this, and all the rules change. She's like, oh no, you're not supposed to do it that way, how I told you originally. Now they're telling me you have to do it this way, and please don't screw up, because like it really can't be messed up, and like whatever. And it's like, then you fucking do it, bitch. Like, are you kidding me? Anyway, so I'm doing that, whatever, and long story short, if it's not a long story already, I'm sending the email, and I look in the trash bin and I see this, and so I call her, and I'm like, hey, so I was sending an email, and I messed up on it, and so I went to go delete it, and then I went to go in the trash bin in the email, and I see this email saying that I'm going to be terminated after the weekend due to lack of coverage, so you just want to keep me for the weekend, and then you plan on firing me after that. I just want to, you know, kind of find out about that, because that was a little weird. And she's like, wait, what does it say? What? I'm like, well, it has your name on the bottom, so you wrote it, so I think that you should probably know what it means, but I'll read it to you anyway. And then I proceeded to read it to her, and she was like, Oh, hold on. Hold on. I'm not. I have another call or something. Whatever. Then she like gets back on and she's like, I don't want to get into it, but whatever. She's like telling me, oh, nothing's finalized, blah blah blah. But you know, just come into work tomorrow and you know, show us your numbers and let us see that you're making sales. I was like, if this is what you're doing, if this is what's gonna be going on, that I'm gonna be terminated after the weekend, I'm not gonna work the weekend to just be fired after that. I was like, I need stability in my job. I was like, so if this is what's gonna happen, I'm just gonna leave my key here tonight. I'm just gonna leave it here, and that's that. Because honestly, I wasn't even saying it, I was not saying it as harsh as I'm saying it now. Even I was so polite with her, like, because I just didn't want to like rock the boat or anything, and like whatever. So basically, but I was like really kind of like sweet with her because I was still in this like mindset that she's like my boss. Like now I'm just, it's been so long that in time that I'm disconnected from that now. But like at the time it was like I just saw her like an hour ago, so I'm still like in this mindset on the phone with her that like she's still my boss. So I'm like, I'm just gonna turn my key in now because I need stability in my job. I was like, I'm not a teenager. I was like, I need something that's permanent. You know, I can't sit here and wonder, am I going to have a job today and I'm not going to have a job tomorrow? Like, that can't happen. I have bills to pay. I have money to save. You know, I'm not a teenager anymore. And if this is what is going to happen, I need to be actively looking for something else now that's permanent. And you know, whatever, she's going back and forth because of course she wants me to work, you know, for the weekend because it was Columbus Day weekend, so there's like lots of sales going on at the mall, so there's probably going to be a lot of traffic. And so that's what happened. I basically, they were going to fire me, and then I found the email and I was like, I quit. So that's that. Wow, that was a long time. That was just explaining me, you know, saying I didn't quit. I didn't get fired, I quit. But anyway, so that's been going on, and I'm just a little bit more positive overall. Like, I'm just not freaking out about it. And I'm actually like relieved kind of because I hated that place so much. Like, it was horrible. It was like a bad, I called it a bad high school clique that I was stuck in. Like, that's what it felt like. I felt like I fell into and got stuck in a bad high school clique that I couldn't get out of. And because everybody was just like, I think I was one of the oldest people that worked there too. Like, all the other girls were like nobody was really 18. They were like between 19 and, no, they were like 18-year-olds. So between like 18 and, like, my head store manager, I think, was 26 or 27. And whatever, she was like in her like mid to late 20s rather. Whoops. And so there was one other girl who she got fired, but she was a year older than I am. She was 24. And then, but they all acted like just children, and it was just like, it was ridiculous. Like, I got in trouble for, there's this kiosk stand that sells hair straighteners and does hair and stuff in the middle of the mall. And there's this one girl that works there, and she seems like she always wanted to come into the store and buy makeup and everything. And so, but they didn't like her for some reason. Like, I don't know, maybe it was like jealousy. I don't know. The girl was pretty. Like, she, you know, it's just, and she had like tattoos and stuff. Maybe they were like intimidated and like, ugh, like by the tattoos, and like they would always be like, oh, she looks like a slut, and like, what, it must have been jealousy or something, because or just boredom. Like, they were just bored. I have no idea. This is what I'm trying to say. Like, they just had no logic for anything. I didn't understand it. So anyway, this girl at the hair straightener place, she she always seemed like she wanted to come in and like and actually shop, you know, and um so but they didn't like her, and they would like discourage her from coming in, and they would just be really mean, and like not to her face, but basically because they were right across from each other, and like they would talk really loud about her, and like don't tell me she didn't hear some of it, because that was a really tiny, teeny tiny store. It's like a little square, and it was literally like, I don't know, 15 to 20 feet away from the entrance, the stand. Like, it was, so anyway, but I got in trouble because I invited her in to when we had a sale one time. We had a raffle going on, with, I don't know, it was like a stupid thing to try and get people into the store, and it was like this big wheel with ping pong balls and with different colors, and each color represented a different percentage off, and then they come into the store and they buy things. So, and I got in trouble because I encouraged her to come and play, and she won 50% off, but that's what she won, and you know, she's a person like everybody else, and I got in trouble because she came in and bought things after that, after I let her play the raffle, and they were like, they just in the past never wanted, they didn't tell me on that particular day not to let her play the raffle, so that's honestly, that's even more so why I shouldn't have gotten in trouble, because I wasn't told on that particular day. But they, in the past, they've always said, like, my store manager's always been like, don't let her play. Like, they were mean girls. Like, it was just like horrible. And it's just like, how old are you guys? Like, you don't want her money? Why? Her money is the same, means the same exact thing as any one of these other bitches in here. Like, honestly, why am I getting in trouble for bringing in business? I just didn't understand that. I was like, that was just crazy. So ultimately, I think that's why they wanted to fire me. Like, I think that's why, was maybe because, I don't know, because I brought in business. I have no idea, but whatever. Again, this is like the last time I'm going to be talking about this, because it gets me so riled up, because I can't, it frustrates me when I can't find logic behind something, but like behind somebody's like motives. Like, what were they trying to gain by not letting her come into the store and shop? I don't understand. So it frustrates me when people are fucking stupid and don't have logic to put to their feelings and their actions. Like, so again, I hate thinking about this, and that's honestly why I'm glad that I'm just gone. I feel like there's so much better opportunity for me out there. I don't need to waste my time, my energy, and, you know, everything else for a company that is just not worth my time, that I hate, that doesn't like me, because nobody in that store liked me, but I just put up with it because I need a job. Like, hello, you know, I'm not a teenager anymore, and we're in a pretty bad financial crisis right now. I mean, you know, the recession is technically over, but, you know, my life is a recession, so, the recession just meant everybody else felt my pain, you know, like what I feel at all times, but it's just hard to live in New York. But so, you know, that's what it is. I just needed a job, and so I was like, I don't care if you don't like me, it's fine. You know, I've just been like that in general lately, just like, you know, not really caring what people think or say about me, like, as long as it's not to me, like, and I feel threatened or offended or challenged, you know, directly, then I just kind of like, I don't really care. I don't care. I don't care if somebody doesn't like me. It doesn't affect me anymore in any kind of way. because I just don't care. I don't know what it is. Like, I can't even tell you why. Like, I just don't care. I don't fucking care. I've got so many bigger things going on. So many more bigger things going on. That it's not worth caring about or worrying about. So, yeah, so I just stayed, and, I guess I don't know. I don't know. I got hired quickly, and I moved up really quickly. So usually when things like that happen, I have experience with, like, a lot of jobs, in the past that, that same thing has happened, and, like, I've gotten fired, just on a limb, randomly, for something that, like, I didn't do, or that never happened, or just something to just get rid of me. And that's happened so many times before. I'm not really sure why, because I'm a very hard worker. I stay long hours. I work really hard. Like, I literally have come home with my feet swollen so much that I would go to sleep and I would wake up the next day. No, I kid you not, and they would still be swollen. They would be, like, a little bit, but you could tell there was puffiness, and it was just horrible. Like, and so, like, I've done that with every job I have. I'm just a very hard worker. It's just how I am naturally, because I like to work because it takes my mind off things that are going on in my personal life. And so work is an excuse for me to go and just kind of block that out until I clock out, and then I worry about it again. So that's why I like work so much. And so I don't know. My potential is too good to be wasted on a company that doesn't deserve me and my work ethic and what I have to offer and what I have offered in the past and my experience and my knowledge and my common sense. And I can't believe I'm saying things like this right now, because a couple of months ago this would devastate me to the point where I'd be debilitated and wouldn't be able to do anything. And it's just so great. It's such a great feeling to finally, because I'm not 100% at peace. I don't want to say that I'm finally at peace, but because I feel like that's kind of a strong word, because, like, I'm not, like, in Zen or anything, but I'm just more at peace, and I'm just okay with things, and just kind of let things, kind of let things come and roll off my back, and I deal with it, and I think about it, and, I'm dealing with stress a lot better, and it's cool. It's weird, but it's cool. I just feel like I've been longing for this for a long time, because and not to say I don't have my bad days. This is definitely probably one of my good days, but that's saying a lot, that one of my good days is, me not settled in something yet, and me just kind of, like, up in the air in between, and kind of working to build myself. Like, I don't have a thing yet, like, I don't, and I'm still having, like, a good day. I just want to start taking every day as they come, and I don't want to waste any more, like, time, like, my time, of me growing, and, like, I don't want to miss any more of that, because I feel like I've spent my whole life thinking about the future and the past, and I just am never focused on the present, ever. And I don't want to do that anymore, and I feel like that's wasting my time, and that's barely living. And so I try not to let insignificant things in the end bother me anymore, which is most things when you really think about it. So Anyway, I guess I'll end the video there because that was a pretty positive note and that came straight from the heart. Yeah. So, thanks for listening to my rant. I was watching. Bye!